Wow, guys. Wow, adulting. To be an adult. Guys, wait. Let me pass this robot so that I can greet you properly and tell you what happened. Okay? I will tell you what happened. Hello, my angels. Hello, my sweet donuts. Hello, my sweetest donuts in my donut basket. Hello, my angels. Welcome to my channel. We are no longer saying hello to my 301 subscribers. Now we are saying hello to my 303 subscribers. Nina, one day, ne? One day when I'm a millionaire, multi-millionaire, I will never forget all of you guys, okay? Hello, my angels. Welcome to my channel. Do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please do not skip the ads. Yes, guys, you will not believe this. Look at the time. You see the time? It's 3 minutes past 8. Actually, my car watch, my car clock, it is 10 minutes. It's hot in this car. Let me switch off this heat. It's 10 minutes ahead, so that means it's just 7 minutes to 8. Yeah, and I'm still in my hood, just a few kilometers away from my house in Rhinefeld. Look at me, guys. Did I not wake up at 5 o'clock, the 5 a.m. club? Remember, did I not wake up at 5 o'clock, brushed my teeth, drank my hot water with lemon slices, read my Bible, meditated, fast forward, then left my house at 10 to 7. And as I'm putting my laptop back in my cupboard, in my driveway, because my cars, they both sleep in my driveway, because I'm so lazy to put them inside my garage, guys, because when I'm reversing out, it's a hassle. I don't want to stretch my cars. Okay, so I'm like, what's happening in front of my gate outside? Floods of water. Then I opened my gate. Then I popped my head out of the gate. My meter, my water meter, yada ibobos. There is no other description to give you guys. English wouldn't do justification to what I saw this morning. Ibobos amanzi. Like, I think, guys, whilst I was sleeping, this water was flooding the entire street. The whole street was full of water. And guess what? It's potable water. Okay, let me tell you what is potable water, guys, for some of you who don't know that. Potable water is safe drinking water, so it's clean water, which is more expensive than wastewater, okay? Yeah, than the water that we flush away from our toilets into the infrastructure reticulation network. Okay? Yeah, so, I'm not laughing. I think this month I'm gonna pay 1 billion million 100. I think I'm gonna pay that amount Utatomkhulu Zuma was trying to say in Parliament during his time as the president of the Republic of South Africa. That figure that Utamkhulu Zuma was trying to read out to us, the nation of South Africa. I think this month end of March, I'm gonna pay that amount of the municipality bill. Okay. I'm joking, guys. My colleagues, the engineers, the civil engineers from our water services office in Cloverdale Road, just few minutes drive away from my house. No, they said no, you're not gonna pay much quality manage. Guess what? When I saw that, I had to open my boat again and reschedule my 8 o'clock meeting to 12 o'clock. Okay? Yeah. And I had to rush like a lunatic. I was driving at 140 kilometers per hour, guys, on those 60 kilometer per hour zones in Crystal Park, those streets. I was driving like a lunatic, driving to the offices. I'm like, yo, I know my colleagues, the operational crews, they start to work there in the water services at 7:30. But I was there, guys, at 7:10. I'm like, guys, the first car in. I was like, follow me to my house. Come, there is a crisis there. Come with the operational tools. You know, my colleague, one of the engineering operational officers, slash civil engineering plumber, and some of the civil engineers, we followed each other driving like lunatics. 2 minutes drive to my house. Wow, I'm like, what the hell is going on here, colleagues? What's going on here? Educate me. No, doctor, it's the pressure. The pressure is very high here. There is lots of water. And I'm like, why only my meter? Why, if the pressure it's high for the pipeline in my street? But why is it only affecting my water meter? Then they said, no, doc, it's because the some of the pipes connecting to these meters, they are not all looking the same. Some are very old. So I happen to be one of the unfortunate ones, guys, in my street to have an old rotten water supply pipe coming into my house. Yeah, cut the long story short, they didn't even take 10 minutes to fix the problem. Actually, they didn't fix the problem. They just did a temporary measure. Okay, guys, let me switch on my echo now. It's hot here. They did a temporary measure by removing the meter out of the ground and closing the water supply. Then now, as I'm driving to my workplace in Boxbeck, they went back to the depot to fetch some more operational tools and obviously a new meter. I don't know why they are saying my meter is going to be replaced, so that means the meter is also damaged. Yeah. And they obviously must log in a customer complaint in the depot. And I'm like, guys, at 9 o'clock, when I'm in the office, I will call you guys. You need to prioritize my house today. And I even know the store lady there, Tunisani Chabala. Guys, speak to Zu. I will also call Zu now, and she is one of my quality champions who report directly to me voluntarily, okay? Because he is a store woman, permanently so for water and sanitation. But she's also one of the quality champions who are implementing my project ISO. Yeah, not even implementing. We implemented it successfully, so we're just maintaining now. We're using the quality management system already in water and sanitation for the past 6 years. Okay, guys, I wanted to tell you that. This is not going to be a vlog. This is not going to be a vlog. You'll see me now after work when I'm doing a small sit down for you guys before I start. No, not before I start. Before I join my meeting with the other doctors and professors. We have a board of directors meeting, the one that was supposed to take place during the weekend, the one that was postponed to Tuesday, 6 o'clock. So today is 6 o'clock. Today is Tuesday. So at 6 o'clock, we're going to have that meeting where I'll be presenting my strategic plan for my department as the director of South African Association of PhDs, Culture and Preservation Director. So before I joined that meeting with my fellow academic colleagues, I will do a small sit down with you guys. I want you guys to collect all those kids who are doing their first years at university, various universities, various tertiary institutions. I have a message for them. I have a message. And Maslow, wenzani lo, Mr. Yuno. So I have a message. Oh, wait, let me fix my hair. I have a message for them, okay? Yeah, and then I will join the meeting. Sometimes I'm a one vlog because I'm still traumatized, yeah, but I just wanted to share that with you that, you know, life is something else. Adulting is something else. You just wake up with, you just sleep well, everything all good and intact, and then boom, in the morning, you are greeted by a surprise. You know, thank God I'm a municipality official, and thank God that this is a job of the municipality. Can you imagine if this was private land? Do you know how much I was going to pay for a plumber to come and fix that? I'm sure I was going to pay over 10,000 rand. But no, guys, I didn't pay a cent because I'm a resident of the East Rand, Ekurhuleni region. And I'm a municipality official who's permanently employed by the municipality, and I'm the quality manager of the department who is responsible for today's problem. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna talk Zithanwazam, we're gonna talk my angels, we're gonna talk, and then sorry guys, I'm disturbed by those guys in the, you know, they're intimidating me. I'm scared. This is Joe Bekona. My door's closed. My door was not closed. Okay, one of my doors. Okay, Zithanwazam, I will see you later. Let's go to work. Let's go and grind. Sihlambile sibahle, and the English bangles are on point. So yeah, I moved my meetings to 12 o'clock, and I won't move them back to 9 o'clock because in theory it's 4 minutes past 8 now. I was gonna make it. I can make it actually for 9 o'clock. Yeah, but I'm traumatized. Can I get to my office and make myself a nice cup of coffee? And yeah, I will see this meeting at 12 o'clock. Yeah. Let me take a shortcut to Boxburg. Later, my angels. Bye.
Paint me a scene, city in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you everything? If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you where the water meets the earth we cling to. If you wanna.
We have arrived at the grind, and we are busy grinding. Yeah, God must protect us from the weeds, okay? Let's grind. We work very hard. Let's grind. Okay, I've arrived in my house. Let me check this meter before I get. Oh my God, this dress. Oh, jingle. Let's check this meter. This is the situation, guys. I'm outside my yard. Yeah, I got feedback from my colleagues that they took out the meter. and they gave me a temporary water supply to my house, so it won't have any effect on my water supply. Yeah, that's the nice beauty about having qualified civil engineers. Yeah, so yeah, they took out the meter and it went to water meter testing department. They are testing it so that they can see is it necessary for it to be replaced or it can be fixed and reinstalled. Yeah, I am not worried because my colleagues, the civil engineers, have this, man. Yeah, okay, as long as it doesn't have any effect on my water. So they will just estimate my bill this month. Yeah, I hope they don't ridiculously estimate me in a very bad way. Yeah, but I trust my colleagues. They are super smart and they are very knowledgeable. Okay, let me get inside my house. Yeah, let me get inside my property. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, don't be cheeky. Can I move? Can I walk? Betty, don't be cheeky, Sana. This is not your yard. I need to move. Get out of the way. I'm opening for you guys here because it's gonna be night time now, so that you guys can roam up and down, okay? And be my security guards, guys, okay? Because you are eating a lot of my money. You guys are even more expensive than my monthly maintenance as the household owner of this big yard, okay? Yeah. Society, move! You're gonna break my tripod again. Don't follow me. Shh. Don't even try and follow me. You broke my tripod last week. Shh. Here is Tandwazam. Let's get to it. I have a meeting in a few minutes' time. Wait, let's sit here in my house library. Wait, guys. Wow. Wait, guys. I am trying to get hold of my breath as usual because I ayakho kuphumla shem. And let me even sit like this. Wait, guys. Wait. Let's check the time because I have a meeting with the other doctors and professors. I'm left with 15 minutes. It's 17:44. Yeah, it's almost 5:45. Let's get to it, my angels. Yeah, I greeted you guys in the morning. Okay, no, where's my McDonald's? Coke Zero. Wait, guys, quickly. I'm actually doing it because I promised to do this. Let me not even panic because I have to connect and join the meeting on time. I'm just doing this video because I promised you in the morning that, guys, I want to speak to your university kids. If your child is at university doing, especially first year, if your child is not doing first year, at least that child, he or she has gotten used to how to maneuver university life. By the first year who just matriculated last year, in year 2023, university life, that's very new, honey, to that little child. Okay, so collect your kids. And if your child is staying at rest, just contact your child and say, my daughter, my son, there is a village girl with a PhD, Dr. Madliwa, who has some nice advice for you. Yeah, this video is for them. I'm a fresher. We used to be called that during my varsity days. I'm a fresher. Okay? Yeah. Let me sit properly. I need to No, but guys, but I don't want my socks to show because I'm wearing my socks now. Okay, so that I can be comfortable. You know, I am speaking to Ama Fresha. Before I give the advice, I also want to say this. Also, gather this nature of people that I'm going to mention. Gather to my channel right now on this video. People who do not give up in life. People who refuse to give up in life. 2, give me fighters. People who fight for their destiny. Gather warriors. Victors. In this channel. Gather that nature of souls, because this message is also for them. But before I speak to all of you, before I give all of you this advice, let me use my true story as a foundation, so that we base our advice on that today. You know, when I was a Technicon student, at Cape Technicon, at former Cape Technicon actually, because now it's a University of Technology. It's called Cape Peninsula University of Technology. Yeah. So during my varsity days in Cape Town, I actually did not do what I'm going to tell you only in first year. I did it right throughout all my degrees. You know, at this time, actually, you know, it's March. Kids have just settled in at dress and in their academic programs, their courses. Kids have been given their timetables by now. Kids have been given their list of textbooks, and I'm on list of textbooks today. They have been issued that by their lecturers. And they are also preparing to write their first tests very soon. And then exam before they close down for Easter. So this message is triggered by the fact that as I was waking up this morning, I was like, wow, kids now are gearing up in their various universities, gearing up in their various tertiary institutions to get into the hub of why they are there, which is studying so that you obtain your degree that your parents are waiting for, and that you are also waiting for to improve your life. When I woke up with that thought, I was like, no, today after work, I'm going to do a short, brief video speaking to the first year kids who are sitting today with frustrations because their lists of textbook has been given with prices next to each textbook. Yeah, during my time, by this time I got my list of textbooks, and I was doing about 7 subjects. I can think of some few. I was doing communication skills, I was doing computer skills, I was doing engineering maths 1, I was doing engineering work study 1, I was doing manufacturing engineering 1, I was doing drawings, engineering drawings 1. What is the mechanics 1? You know, yeah, those subjects are generic subjects that are done by students who were like me, who registered for operations engineering, students who registered for industrial engineering, students who registered for mechanical engineering. So in my floor on the second floor, all those subjects were all doing them. Then we obviously would branch in July after semester 2. Then the mechanical engineers with mechanical engineering students would go and do the strength of materials 3A, strength of materials 3B, engineering mathematics 2, and so on and so forth. And then the industrial engineers would branch and do cost and estimating. They would go and branch and do also engineering nets too, and so on and so forth. So we did all those subjects. That's 7 subjects, guys. And all of them had textbooks except computer skills. We had a study guide for computer skills, which was also money, but it was affordable. I don't remember the prices, guys. That was many, many years ago. I mean, I was 17, 18 that time. And today I'm 41, so you can do the maths. Yeah, that was decades ago. Okay? Yeah. When Tatu Madliwa and Mama Madliwa sent me to the Cape Technicon. Oh, Mama. Oh, Dad. Okay. Then I remember now the figure of the total. I don't remember the price of each textbook, but I can remember the total. I remember that time my textbooks totaled to about 10,000, very close to 10,000. Because some books were 3.2, 1.8, 1,800. The study guides were cheap, they were 250, and so on and so forth. You know, even if I don't remember the prices by heart, but the total of my textbooks was about 10,000. And we were 2 in tertiary, me and my sister. My little brother was still doing his high school then. And then my sister also had her list, but I won't dwell on my sister in her list. I'm focusing on my list now. You know? Yeah, or for first year operations engineering. And then my parents just paid registration fees. And also, registration fees were about 4,000 per person. So you can imagine, again, they paid almost 10,000 for their 2 kids, me and my sister, little sister. Now, I looked at this list, I was like, no ways. Not under my watch. I will never do that to my parents. My parents were not HODs. Quality managers like Dr. Madliwa, the South African Association of PhDs, Culture and Preservation Directors, like, Dr. Madliwa. My parents were not directors, they were not HODs, they were not managers. My dad was a superintendent at Sportnet, which is now known as Transnet in Umtata. My mom was a high school teacher. So you can imagine, those people had fair salaries, but they were not rich. They were not on big salary scales like us, like some of us. So I was like, there is no way under the sun I will make a call to my parents. Because my mom and my dad, they said, when the list of textbooks comes out, we must call them so that they can deposit them. And I was like, I won't even do that calling. Nothing about bazali bezizamele bomini. There is no way. There is no way, shame, I'm going to do that to my parents. You know what I did? I decided to befriend myself with one of Abelung. George Mulman was his name. It was a tall white guy. And hello? Can I ask you a question? Did George afford those textbooks? You have an answer. Of course, honey. Okay, let's not give them too much credit, guys. But yeah, Georgie bought all those textbooks at once as if she's buying, did you know, bubble gums from Evenkilene Chiles Valley. That was like tips to George buying those textbooks. I decided, you know what? When I saw George having all those textbooks in class, I decided I'm going to befriend myself with him. I am fighting for my future here. That's why I said gather all the people who are fighters for their bright destiny, because they can relate to this. Or if they can't relate to this message, they will gain something from it. I was like, I have to be a doctor in few years down the line, and I'm doing first year in operations engineering. I have to be a doctor. I don't have time to waste it. I must fight for my destiny. I must be awake. Mandindwele. I befriended myself with that tall man, George Mullman. Do you know why I did that? Because I wanted all those textbooks from him during the weekend. I wanted him to borrow me those 7 textbooks so that I can take a shuttle from the residence on Saturday morning and go to the technical library and make copies of them and bind them. There were binding facilities. I was like, I will ask mom and dad for money for one textbook, maybe 1,000 rand. Then that 1,000 rand, I used it to buy printing bites in our technical library, and then I made copies of each textbook from the cover page right to the last page at the back. Then there were binding facilities. Then I would punch my bundle of my textbook, put that big binding ring, and then I put it aside. Textbook done and dusted. Tick. Then I do the same. I take the second textbook of George. I photocopied all of it from page 1 to page 200 or page 300 or page 150, and then I binded them. Did I not walk out of that library with 7 textbooks photocopied? Because I was like, there is no way I can stress my parents. There is no way my parents must go and empty their savings. There is no way I was going to do that to my mom and my dad. So, during our times, some of the lecturers, they didn't have a problem in class when you pull out with that photocopied textbook. But some few lecturers, those strict ones, extremely strict ones, they didn't want you in class to come with a photocopied textbook. But that was not a transmission, eh? At res, your textbook is there. You will sit again next to Umdana there in the front row of the lecture hall. I did that. When the lecturer said, let's go to page 12, chapter 1, then you are sitting there and you are also writing because your textbook is ugly. Ikalisum laws, res in your room. Yes. So you're not going to be behind because you're going to sit next to Umdana Mlungu, and then when you get to res, you grab your textbook and you push your destiny. You push your destiny, and you fight for your degree. That's why I said warriors, fighters, none give uppers in life, come and gather here. So that was my story. Look at me today. Today, indeed, I'm a doctor. I was saying that to George, George, borrow me your textbooks. You are getting them first period Monday morning. I want to go and photocopy them. I am not having rich parents like you, George. And George was very kind. And I got the textbooks. And I photocopied them. I did that right throughout my diploma, right throughout my BTech degree. And obviously, guys, masters, I could afford, a study guide of how to write successful master's degree theses. That study guide was very cheap. It would guide you. And there was also a book written by Professor Watkins, how to write successful theses and master's dissertations and PhD's thesis. Then you read through that book. You know what you need to write under introduction, under problem statement. It was such a clear guide. Obviously, it was written by a professor. So at master's level, we were buying original study guides from the author directly. Then we draft our own theses using that textbook. They called it study guide. But I survived by doing that. Thank you to those white children. Those were my destiny helpers. And obviously, they saw that I'm a hard worker and I'm passing. So they understood my story. I am done with that story. Then coming to the message, the advice today. Especially if your mom is a teacher, like my mom, or your dad is a superintendent somewhere in some organization, be it government sector or private sector. Don't stress your parents.
Don't even bother making that call. And when they ask you, because my mom and my dad, they used to ask me, my dad used to ask me, Mandlovu mntanam, uzinike iprice ye-textbooks mntanam, ndizawufaka imali yenu bantwana bam, funeka ukuya nedigri kaloku dlovukazi. Mafungwashe. I said, Dad, yonke into irayight mntatam, all is sorted. Wenze njani mntanam, ungenzi izinto eziza kufaka engxakini. Ungayenzi Mandlovu mntanam Khanyi into engaphucukanga ekuthoba umgangatho wekhaya lakho nabazali bakho nawe mntanam. Uyithathe phi imali yee-textbooks? And I will be like, hayi tata, ndinetshomi yomlungu uyandiboleka incwadi ndimane ndifunda nam. My dad and my mom, they didn't like that. They didn't like that. And they said, no, mntanam, now we need, umama, no, Khanyo, mntanam, sinike iprice yencwadi. Sinike iprice yencwadi, mntanam. Guess what I would do? I would lie and say, the total of the mama is 800. I'm lying, it's just that my parents, they are against the story of Bolekana Nomlungu. And the story of photocopying. My parents were Leonard, guys. The copyright, my parents say no. Copyright is also not a good thing. But I was doing it anyways because some of the lecturers were naturers. They understood that these kids are coming from disadvantaged backgrounds. And they are very hungry for education. So we want to say they must not open their photocopy textbook in class. So they applied Ubuntu. They knew that that's an unethical act because you are photocopying an author's book that is strict and with stringent copyright requirements. But they allowed us anyway because remember, guys, educators, they are also naturers. You know? Oh, I can mention a few. Who was this Mayfro? Oh my God, Dupris. Oh, Mayfro Dupris. That was my number one destiny helper. Yeah. You know, she was an industrial engineer by profession. Your Mayfro Dupris was a mother to all of us. Yeah. There are so many lecturers who were kind and naturers, but Mayfro Dupris at the Cape Technical takes the trophy. Remember, he was teaching us production engineering 1, production engineering 2. You know, Mayfro Dupris. Today, we are your products, Mayfro. In case one day you would come across my channel. Okay. So, there was no way I was going to do that to my parents. But there was also no way that I was going to give up on my studies and fail. So, yeah. And I would see some of the kids, not all of them, some of the kids even lying to their parents, pricing their books even more expensive. If the textbook, for instance, is 300, they will say to their parents, textbook number 1 is 800. Yeah. I'm like, other kids, they don't have empathy, they don't have a heart, and I didn't want to associate with such a nature of individuals. Not at all. Yeah. I was like, there is people who are still crooking their parents, whereas some of us, I was not the only one, guys. I was not the only one. There were also people who were also fair and they didn't want to stress their parents also. I don't know what other measures they used, but one thing I know, I was not the only perfect person, who was considering the money matters of their parents. There were also others who didn't tell their parents about the real prices of the books. They would rather fend for themselves, and I don't know what they used, but now I told you what I did. George was my helper. And then if there is, and another thing I did, let me not forget that, then I would also hike on buying second-hand textbooks, regardless of whether the cover page would be in shambles. But as long as chapter 1 to the last chapter, they are clear, the information, I would buy that book. And obviously, it would be cheaper, because, the owner was not taking good care of it, the previous student. So that's how I became who I am in life. I befriended myself. Nabantwana babelungu. Ndindwebile kaloku mna ndindwebile shem. Ndindwebele uba ndingagilwa ziibhasi. Ndindwebele kanye kweli liya kwi-bright destiny yam. Hayi leyo, I am a master of oko kundweba. Andizindwebelanga into ezingabhadlanga mna that can destroy my life. No, ndindwebele ngapha kwezi ziya empumelelweni. So I did that. So in summary, I survived by buying second-hand books. Number 2, using George. Yeah, that was the foundation of my message today. So, mntanam, please understand the situation and the financial matters of your parents. If you can, mntanam, don't even call your parents and ask for textbook if you know the situation of your home. Yes, your parents can have salaries, but those are not directors' salaries and HOD salaries and managers' salaries. That's all that I'm saying. If your mom is a nurse or your dad is a police, your mom is a policewoman, your mom is a teacher, yes, they have a very nice, fair salary, fair, a livable salary. But they are not getting obese salaries like municipality managers and HODs and directors of academic associations. Yeah, so be mindful of that and be considerate of your parents. Yeah, I don't know if there is still lecturers these days that allow kids to photocopy books. I don't know if we still have those kind of great lecturers and destiny helpers. But if that is not allowed, please capitalize and hike on buying second-hand books. Or if they are not allowed in class, still photocopy them, keep them in your res and go to class. At least during exam time and test time, you will be alone in that library room. You will be alone in your room address when you are starting using your photocopy textbook, and you will pass. Because you don't pull with that textbook in the exam room. You just use it as a resource to study and prepare for the exam so that you pass and proceed to semester 2 subjects, semester 3 subjects, semester 4 subjects, in service training for 1 year, and then BTech after graduating for your national diploma. Or after, if you are in a traditional university, after graduating for your 4-year bachelor's degree, you go for your honors. That's all that I wanted to say. Wait, guys. Oh my. Guys, I need to go. The time now is 18:09. I am 10 minutes late for the meeting. Diantana Gakulu, fight for your destiny. Fight for your academic life. Fight for your great dreams. Fight for your goals. Go and obtain your degrees. Do not stress your parents. Do not bother them. You have God. You have your ancestors. Try and have a way that will help you save your parents from financial stresses. Okay? You don't even have to explain to them. For instance, there is no way I was going to tell my parents that I'm photocopying George books because they are learners. They were going to say you're going to be jailed. That is not allowed in Danam. They didn't even allow it when I said I'm being borrowed books by George. Do you understand? I had to lie now and say, no, the book, Mama, the first one is 150. We only have 3 textbooks that we must buy. And I would use that little money to buy printing bites so that I photocopy more textbook even in the next semester. Don't stress your parents, Bantwana bam. Yeah, that is just what I want to say. Don't not go to class because you don't have a textbook. Try something. Try something. Use your brains. That one. Don't forget that part. Ungalibali uchomana nomntana womlungu because they buy textbooks the same day they get the list. Even if it's not all of them, 98% of them, they do that. Chomane nebhulu mntanam. Chomane nomntana womlungu if awuchomane nowebhulu. And thank Dr. Madliwa later. I'm sure people are introducing themselves in the meeting. This is bad. Yeah, but let me not panic. Let me go to my bedroom and connect on a virtual Microsoft Teams. It's a virtual meeting, and get ready to present my strategic plan for my department, the culture and preservation department. Yeah, that I'm directing. Bye bye, Angel. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The village girl with the PhD. Love you guys so much. Bye. Let me go and grind. Let me go and join these professors and these doctors, man. Fight for your destiny. Let me go and fight for mine. Bye. Let me mute this TV because it's making noise now. Okay. Sorry guys about that. I switched off my TV. Not off. I muted it. My 3G connect. I'm already embarrassed by joining this meeting a few minutes late. So this Wi-Fi is doing this to me. Yo. The meeting is on, guys, but don't worry, I muted myself. They can't hear me. It's Dr. Majavo Avila who's presenting now. Hey, look at what this thing is doing. This thing is failing me. I've just connected with my tablet. Okay, and I don't like that. Yeah. Let's wait for this thing. Guys, I am fighting for my destiny, okay? And each one of us is given 5 minutes, and that won't be possible with me. Yeah, I don't think. I thought that you would cover all of us in the president's office. That's my boss speaking, Dr. Potter. Dr. will be presenting. That's an issue, colleagues. In the portfolio, we allow people to present each. It will take a lot of time, but however, we can do that. Dr. T, come in. Thank you, Chairperson. I just wanted to bring to your attention that Dr. Bukuni is unable to join us. He's busy in an urgent meeting now. It is late that I can. Why is my cricket doing this to me? Oh, my laptop is failing me, guys. Wow. I just wanted to get clarity in terms of talking about the board. If I didn't have my tablet, guys, I was gonna be pushed here because Usatana is like, I'm gonna get you, Dr. Matthew. But me, who do my ancestors? Can you imagine if I didn't have a tablet? How was I gonna do this? Because my laptop is not connecting. Yeah, I think we can always work on this one. All right. I think a second. Thank you very much, colleagues. Yes, no, thanks, Dr. Well, I want to say to Alan, I know that when it comes to men in science, that's Dr. Machavi, the champion in that one. Obviously, in terms of organizing our webinars or conferences, that will work in collaboration. We just need to be able to do them together as the team. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that portfolio is big. Let me just quickly go through the second deputy president, of which the second deputy president will support the government policy. Will be doing the women in leadership, and him as well. You will be assisting on how to empower the men. Basically, you will think of the topics or any you want to touch base on the youth as well, because there are issues, there are holders. Maike ite ingeda makatatu madhva nomamwe madhiyo adidhira ndakabhuti yane maybe around 26. I'm just making an ethical example of those ones.
So you have to now oversee the education and the research education models.
I could not even meal prep my meals, guys, you know, because this meeting started at 6, just after I arrived at home. Few minutes after I arrived at home.
So in his schedule, I see that he's meeting the board meeting and executive assistant director association, develops that and constitution. Mandate of the presidency is to provide the institutional responsibility of the statutory mandate of the association and also to oversee the activities. Yeah, Chairperson. This is a professional body. You must do that professionalism. Hi, Chairperson. Yes, John. Yeah, Dr. Masabula is attending some media briefing, I think so. I'm there, Doc. Okay, wonderful. Okay, are you going to present that?
You see, guys, doctors address each other as doctors, but as an calling doctors by their names, and then you think that you are arrogant. Hi, guys, can you phucukeni? You phucukani sana. Yo, umntu makangade xa uyadafe ngurhoqotyeni sana onengqondo esiki ngenxa yomona. Do you hear what's happening here? We address each other as doctors because that title is prestige. And not everybody can have that title. So please, guys, we are not arrogant. We are not. It's called imputuko. So yeah, that's how you address each other as doctors. Because we know the sweat that comes with that prestige qualification. Terminal degree it is.
I'm trying to. There we go. I can't see it. For you. Now I can see it.
I'm a bit cold in this room. Can I light my guest seat? I know. No. I'm far below in the program, guys. They are controller. Let me even close my curtain, guys. There you go. Yenye intlobo ye-director le yenye intlobo kagqirha le ndiyakuxelela sana. Oh, I gave up on this laptop. Let me close it.
Yes, I wanted.
Guys, it's cold, ne? It's cold, ne? Umntu one-PhD mos can wear igam yakhe iblanket, ne? Okay, guys. I'm cold, ne? And I want you, when you have a PhD, guys, and you are cold, you can wear your beret as a hat. Wait. Guys, and when you have a PhD, you can use your academic regalia, guys, as to warm up as a blanket, ne? Okay, let's use my gown, guys. Let's use my gown, okay? Oh, guys, I love that. Look at me. Okay, let me put this on my floor. Guys, can I use my gown, guys? As a blanket. Oh. This heater is hot now.
Thank you very much, Chair, for this opportunity to present.
Thank you, President. Thank you, colleagues. I'm gonna need a big miracle from God and my ancestors to finish this 9-page strategic plan in 5 minutes, but let's shoot. Allow me, colleagues, to introduce the Culture and Preservation Department, the existence of that department, the role of the Culture and Preservation Department within the South African Association of PhDs, is to ensure that a conducive, healthy, and a high moral atmosphere is created, not just created, but also maintained right throughout the association. This will be ensured by establishing a strong culture, not a mediocre culture, but a very strong culture of the association. This culture will be in alignment with the goals of the association as well as with the best practices of HR. This department will also be responsible to ensure that cultural and historical morals and principles at large are preserved for future generations to come and for the dignity of the association, whilst also facilitating possible financial means to maintain that established culture and diversity. In conjunction, this is not going to be an isolated department when it comes to its functionality. There are some time where it will be working in conjunction with the education and training department. The department shall encourage the establishment, communication, and facilitation of policies and procedures of HR, as I've alluded earlier, in order to enhance and maintain healthy relationships amongst us as the members and the structure of the culture of the association appropriately. Continuous educational awareness sections will be fostered to ensure that members' involvement and leadership commitment is not just promoted, but it is actually visible and continuously maintained. Culture and diversity monitoring and evaluation will be promoted once again right throughout all the department, not just only within the culture and preservation department, but that will be fostered right throughout all the departments to ensure that members are satisfied and that their skills, goals, and experience are recognized. That will be used through using that intervention or initiative. Furthermore, the Culture and Preservation Director will work hand in hand with all the other directors for effective strategic functioning of the association and shall be reporting directly to the president of the association. The department in future will also consist of 6 members at least. That will be minimum, excluding the lead, obviously the director. The committee will reflect South African provinces' diversity because we are South Africans. It will entail commitment to deliver on the presidential office as mandated by the president. There was also a small activity that was included on this report that thus far, after we have been declared and introduced as the directors of these different portfolios, what are the latest developments thus far within the Culture and Preservation Department? The recent development thus far was on the 2nd of February 2024, where a formal statement was issued out by the department on behalf of the association itself on all South African social medias, not even South African social medias, global platforms, as well, congratulating the Bafana team on their big victory of winning against Morocco and for qualifying in the quarterfinals. What will be the objectives and what are the objectives? Below is the overarching goals and objectives that the Culture and Preservation Department aims to achieve within the association. And they are not just also isolated, they are aligned very strictly with the broader mission and strategic vision of the South African Association of PhDs. This department, myself and the team, we shall ensure that the association is and is seen to be a responsible corporate citizen by setting the direction for corporate citizenship. I shall lead ethically and effectively by cultivating the characteristics of integrity, competency, fairness, transparency, accountability, and responsibility for good government purposes. Furthermore, in this department, I shall oversee and monitor the implementation and the execution by the management and ensure accountability for the association's performance through reporting and disclosures. Establish good collaborations with government entities, and fortunately or unfortunately, that is very good because I'm already in the government sector, as well as collaborations with the Department of Sports, Recreation, arts and culture within the South African country. Promote diversity, including field of knowledge, skills, experience, age, culture, race, and gender, including the setting of targets for race and gender representation. In addition to the above, again, I shall ensure that our association is promoted beyond reasonable measure by presenting during cultural and preservation conferences around the country, to hold, and I'm saying currently, colleagues around the country, I'm not including global as yet, because we must first ensure that our finances are stable, because going overseas, that can be quite chunky. So I am very intentional when I'm saying here, South Africa at the present moment. To hold, protect, promote, preserve, and safeguard all South African artifacts and statues, memorial sites, and immovable property of whatsoever kind, placed in the care of the Association for Historical Maintenance. Maintain record keeping of all signed decisions that are made by the department, and ensure that they are also easily retrievable when it needs to be. Last but very importantly, I shall ensure that the association's first annual conference is planned, and it does indeed take place. It's not just planned. Obviously, with the assistance of other directors, culture and preservation will not be an island. We will work as a team to make sure that it's 100% effective and efficient. What is the scope of this work? We hear the introduction, we've heard about the objectives, the actual crux of the matter, the scope of the work. Below is the scope of the culture and preservation scope. I shall establish and implement well-thought culture and preservation operational plans and programs to promote the corporate culture of the association and ensure and increase the satisfaction and positive morale in members. It will start with us, it will start at home. Compile and outline the budget needs of the department's initiatives, e.g., budget needs that are needed to ensure that members' welfare or members' well-being is intact. That will need money. Engage and work with other relevant departments within the association to ensure that the good culture and diversity of the association are maintained, as well as the morale of the members. We can't promote culture and diversity while on the other side we can have, I'm making an example, a possible low morale working environment. Then that means my department will be actually in contradiction. So to ensure this good culture, that will also be extremely highlighted, that the morale is also part of this vision. Managing the culture and preservation committee members and cultivate good team spirit by providing continuous empowerment prospects when it comes to culture and diversity. Lead and support the goals of the association. I shall oversee the culture and preservation department and ensure that its operations comply to what we call the SMART principle. What that means is, we all know that, colleagues, but now I'll present as if we don't know. SMART principle, every dream, every goal of the department shall be specific, it shall be measurable, it shall be attainable, realistic, and timeless. We won't set unrealistic dreams within the department or within the association. Prepare and develop an overall comprehensive culture. Okay. Prepare and develop an overall comprehensive culture and preservation strategic plan in line with our values for the association mission, vision, objectives, and the goals of the association at large. I shall implement the culture and preservation strategic plan. There it has been drafted, I'm presenting it, but it can't be on paper, it shall be implemented. Monitor the effectiveness of the implemented culture and preservation strategy. After it's implemented, I will also make sure that it is monitored to check if it's indeed effective, it's achieving the desired results for the association. Encourage visible commitment of members to the association and ensure that all members accept their obligations and responsibility. Yes, through surveys, we shall measure members' satisfaction as well, communication and effectiveness of the culture and preservation business improvements within the association. Those are the action plans under 3.1, and you can see they are also derived from the objectives as well as from a brief scope of work. So they are categorized as welfare/well-being, the culture, and then those ones will be immediate plans. And then there is medium-term plans as well, and those ones will include conducting educational awareness amongst the members to also ensure that members are actively involved all the time. And obviously, you can't have involved members if they are not involved. Managing of the budget, that's also a medium-term plan. I've categorized it under that. And management of the association's relationship, the collaborations and partnerships that will form fall under the medium-term plans. Long-term plans, management of the members, and obvious innovation like attending conferences, trainings, and workshops, etc., and so on and so forth. The timelines, then what I've just categorized as what I've just bundled, it's also on number 4, the timelines. Well-being, those are the activities, and obviously this is a new indicator. So the baseline it's a new indicator, so it cannot be given. Annual target, well-being of the members, that will be reviewed at planned intervals. And how will I be measured by that? And I'm not detecting, I'm just presenting. Obviously, we have seniors who will guide us properly and conclude on this when it comes to decision making. So you will measure me by the plans that I've implemented, and not just implemented, that have taken place, as well as the programs that have been implemented. The culture, you will also measure me by the objectives. Are they following indeed the SMART principle? And obviously meeting records regarding engagements around the culture and the educational awarenesses and the campaigns, etc., and so forth, as well as the minutes and communication. Those are tangible records. You can measure me on that, but how many are they? Because obviously if they are not in existence, that means that educational awareness that I'm busy making noise about, it never took place. Members' involvement, we are promoting that we shall also engage staff members. Staff members, now I'm not talking as board members, only board directors, only. I'm talking about the members that will join us, the committee members, those 6 staff members, because they are not only in my department, they are also in the other departments. Those people must also be involved. They cannot be discarded. And again, there and the last column, portfolio of evidence, that I'm proposing that please measure me with something tangible, not hearsay. I'm actually, because of time, I'm panicking. Also, annual target is very clear. You can see I've actually also documented as to the frequency. How will this be done? Yeah. So we can look at that, my sweet colleagues. Budget. Why have you written for now, not for now, non-applicable for now, Dr. Madlwana? For me to conduct well-being awareness sessions, I don't think that needs money for now. Hence I wrote for now. That is just preparing a PowerPoint presentation and transfer skills and talk about the culture. I don't think that needs money at this stage. As well, talking about the culture and diversity, as well as the status of it, from the South African perspective, talking to the staff members as well as us, the board directors. I don't think that needs money. That's why I've intentionally written non-applicable for now. Involving members and communicating with our staff members that we shall be managing and working with, that doesn't mean need money also. Managing of the budget, drafting a budget like this, simple. I cannot draft any hectic thing. I'm not an accountant. I didn't want to be over ambitious and do a breakdown that will also be difficult for me and challenging for me to present. So this can also be broken down, managing of the budget. I am saying you don't need money. For me to draft a spreadsheet of what money is needed within this department, that doesn't need any money factor. Management of the association's relationships. The partnerships, we don't buy partnerships. It's all about great interpersonal skills, great knowledge transfer, knowledge sharing, just convincing a big convincing spirit. That doesn't need money for us to be associated with organizations / institutions that we want to be associated with. I don't think that needs money. They can say, if we want to partner with you as a South African Association of PhDs, we will need you guys to pay us this. That is not doable. That is unethical. So we don't need money for that for now, even though it will be done. Management of members, that's why we want to hear about the morale of the staff members, the satisfaction of them within their presence here. president. Yes.
Then would comment. Also, we take, I know you don't take it as an offensive, but
No,
you
no, Doc.
take them as unable. So,
Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Doc. I've jotted the great suggestion. It shall be done. Thank you, Doc.
welcome. Welcome.
Done, guys. At least I was on page 9 when I was asked to land. Land means I must stop. That was my boss. This is my boss speaking, guys. Dr. Potel, our president, from my hometown, Ethiopia. Kulula. Bye. I love you guys so much, my angels. My part is done. And yeah, Prof. Mutisane now is taking the stage to present. Prof. Mutisane has a PhD in accounting. Yeah, and he's a chartered accountant by profession, and obviously the dean, one of the deans at UNISA in the Faculty of Accounting. Yeah, guys, I will see you. Let me close this vlog here. I'm from work, I'm tired, and I tried, Yeah, the meeting went well. I presented my strategic plan, and there were no questions. There was just a suggestion from my boss. And by the way, let me recap. What he's saying is, we must adopt one school around Gauteng, where we go as an association. You can go and give them some money donation, not even necessarily money donation, whatever donation you can give them, just support them. And also, I must not just go to that school, not just adopt that special school, but I must also make sure my department, the Culture and Preservation Department, I also go and do presentations, obviously motivation. Yeah, motivating the kids. That's very nice. That's a very nice suggestion. And then obviously the other doctors didn't ask any questions. So obviously let's assume that my strategic plan was yeah. Bye guys. I need to take a quick shower listening to Prof. Motisane, and yeah. Bye next time. Ungafundi kakhulu, otherwise ngoba ngathi usosebenza kwesilevu mntakabhuti. Ufunde but ungathi ufunde uyityekeze. Ufane nathi ufunde be adequately educated, but hayi ukuthi ufunde uyityekeze mntakabhuti, because you must account. Bye. Mwah, mwah. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Bye. You son. Wait. You.